Nation, two things that I want to get off my chest straight away. Firstly, thank you so much. Last week, we had podcast episodes that was getting over 1,000 listens, well over 1,000 listens. Blows my mind that I get excited and giddy every time I think about it, because 1,000 people listening to me rabbit on about stuff about self-storage is incredible. It wasn't just 1,000 people, it was way over 1,000 people. It was 1,400 something in one episode. Nuts, crazy. So thank you so much. And number two is that we are buying a self-storage site on Friday. Yes, this bloody Friday. We're buying one. It's going through. Well, at the minute it's going through. So really, really excited about that. We're going to sign. We're going to do a deal. And I'm going to tell you everything. I've got so much content about this site. Is it a good price on the face of it? Well, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you all the details as and when the time's right. Well, assuming probably next week. Next week, I'll be able to do some podcasts about it, and we'll be able to get into it and go through exactly what was the reason I went for it, why was it a good move for me, and all that good stuff. But it's a fantastic opportunity. And more than that, it gives me a hub in Wales. So it gives me a hub over in Wales, and it means that I then can expand in all different areas around that point. So, and I'm also going next week to have a look at another site not too far away from the site that I'm getting. And yeah, it's exciting. And by the way, MrSelfStorage.com will be released in, I think it's the 1st of February we're going to do it. That basically is a daily newsletter which will give you access to everything inside my company. Like literally, I couldn't be more naked if I took off my clothes right now and did a little jive. My business is going to be naked. It's going to be open for everybody to see, and I just love it. Transparency, because I want to document the journey from this point to a 9-figure exit. And so I'm going to document it daily, all the figures, everything. It's going to be class. Well, hopefully it's going to be, I think it's going to be good anyway. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Okay, so on to the daily figures, the weekly figures, sorry. Was it a good week? Yes, I'm going to say yes, even though, are you ready for it? We lost 1,000 square foot. But I think it was a good week. I mean, that sounds crazy, doesn't it? I'm just going to type in Google Analytics. Google Analytics. I've got the Man United match on the background as well. Yeah, so I personally think it was a good week because of our reservations, because I can see trends going in the right direction. We knew it was going to be a bad week this week because of all the move-outs we had planned, and we had like 100 square foot due to move in. So we knew that it was going to be a very, very bad week. However, the trends is, in terms of square foot lost, however, the trends are very, very positive. Number one, we've had more website visitors now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be because of you lot as well, because you lot looking at my website, I'm well aware that could be happening. But we still had more views. All we can see is Google Analytics said that last week we had 377 views on my store mall page, which is the most we've ever had. We got 20 reservations in total last week. So let's just do the maths quickly. You'd think I'd already done this, wouldn't you? But I haven't. 20 divided by 377 equals, so we're getting a 5.3% return. So it's on par with last week as well. But what's fantastic for me is we're getting the reservations. 20 reservations in 1 week for 2 sites. Because obviously I don't mention Beverly at all, because there's no point. Beverly's just very, very stable. It's a mature site. It's been open over 10 years, and it's just a mature site, very, very stable. Just, I don't want to say churns out cash, but it does very, very well. And by the way, we'll be documenting Beverly in the newsletter as well. So if you want to know what Beverly does, you can find out in the newsletter, because we'll be documenting every single site, all the quotes, reservations, blah, blah, blah. We'll be documenting every single thing. All the information, all the reports that I get, you will get. Simple as that. So yeah, 5%, 20 reservations. So 5% from top of funnel. Website visitors, from website visitors to reservations, 5%. I think that is terrific, especially in January. But more importantly for me is the website traffic. It is trending in the right direction. More and more people are searching for self-storage. More and more people, the reservations keep going up. And I mean, 20 reservations, I was happy with 20 reservations in the summer. So 20 reservations in January, That's got to be good. That has got to be good. I had a call with Dan Bradbury. As you know, I pay like 40 grand a year, whatever it is, for a call once every 2 weeks with him. And he said to me, he says, one of the big takeaways I got was listen to the data. Don't listen to the external news. And I've said it before on this podcast as well. We all listen. We all get emotional to the external noise, to the noise outside there, the news, the cost of living crisis going up. But like Dan said, not one person has ever mentioned the fact that wages has gone up by a historical amount from one year to another. Nobody's mentioned that. It's not on the news, and it's not on anywhere. But why? Because it's good news. And so Dan, give me an example. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but real quick, I have. Dan, give me an example. Again, he said that somebody he knows. Maybe I did give this last week. Somebody he knows, I think I did, yeah. Sorry, apologies. So if you hadn't heard it, basically somebody he knows, it went up 3 times, 300%. His electric, their electric bills, etc. And when Dan had a look at it, it only went up 27%. However, their income rose as well, and it was actually better off. But because they've been blindsided, because they've been blinded by the negativity, all you can see, all you hear is about the cost of living crisis, blah, 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 blah. And everybody gets scared. Everybody gets frightened, and it affects your decision process. And so we've got to be very, very careful of making long-term decisions based on short-term economics. And I'm not saying that everything is golden in self-storage again. Of course not. I think that you've got to plan for the worst and hope for the best. If you're planning for the worst, if your cash flow has all been planned for the worst, and you'll be gold, you'll be okay. And so we've got to be a bit careful. That's all we've got to be. We've got to know our numbers. We've got to be on top of our expenses and just keep forecasting, keep looking, and we'll be okay. The industry will be okay. And by the way, hopefully this week, I will have another site to be able to tell you about that's under contract. Again, really looking for. We're not messing. If I'm going to get to that 9 figures, then I can't mess. I can't mess around. I want 10 sites minimum by the end of 2023. We're going to go for it. We're going to bloody go for it. And yes, I've got to take risks. The wife's not happy with me because the house is on the line, everything like that. But do you know what? I want to do it. I love it. It's not about the money. It's not about the 9 figures. It's about the journey. It's about me getting up in the morning and feeling exhilarated and feeling happy and feeling motivated. And I won't feel happy and motivated if I'm just stable, if I'm just consolidating, if I'm just staying still. Man, for me, and it's not, I'm not saying it's right for everybody, but I know me. I know what I'm like. And if I stay still, then that is the worst possible thing for my, happiness. I'm driven. I want to drive forward. I want to sell for 9 figures. And it's not, like I say, it's not the money. It's the ambition. It's a journey. It's a goal that I really want to get to. Anyway, right. So amount of quotes last week. We had 12 quotes last week, which was 1.71 quotes per day. Number of reservations at Willerby was 14. Looking at football, 14 reservations. So that was a conversion rate of 116%, 117%, which was incredible conversion rate there. Obviously, you'd expect a really high conversion rate because we're showing the prices. So the biggest two, like I keep saying, the biggest 2 objections are price and location. Both of them have been fulfilled and sorted before somebody gets in touch with us. So you'd expect reservations to be very, very high in terms of conversion rates. Number of move-ins last week. By the way, forward move-ins, we did 4 forward move-ins, so 29% of the reservations did forward move-ins. We had 5 move-ins last week. Don't forget, we only was expecting 1, so we did get 4 extra move-ins. So it's not too bad. So we moved in 300 square foot. 1 person took an extra room, which means we took 350 square foot in total. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not ideal. It's not brilliant, but we expected it from last week. We expected it. So the conversion rate for move-ins was 41%. So quotes to move-ins was 42% if we're rounding up. And we expected a little bit more than that. The van, whoa, I've only just seen this. The van was only rented out twice last week. Incredible. I don't know if there's a problem with it. I don't normally get involved in minor details, little details, so maybe I haven't been informed of a problem with a van, but that seems very, very low. The van was only rented out twice. Incredible. And by the way, if you haven't used ChatGPT, I don't know why I'm thinking ChatGPT while I'm talking, have a look at it. It is going to be game-changing for all, and I mean all industries. Play around with it, have a look at it. Well, it's not officially artificial intelligence, but the general public call it artificial intelligence, which it's not officially correct, but it's bloody brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I even got it to write a love poem to my wife, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Well, actually, she was like, "You geek." She went, "Oh my god!" Don't even know why I said that. So it's brilliant, absolutely amazing. I made it write a story for Zach and Kai about being a hero and stuff like that. And Zach and Kai was a hero. It is wonderful. It is brilliant. So play around with it. Just Google ChatGPT and you will find it. Right. So where did the quotes come from? The quotes came from Google. 5 quotes came from Google. That's 41%. 1 came from word of mouth. That's 8%. Passing by 2, and that was 17%. Square foot moved in. 350. Square foot moved out. I'm just going to take a swig of my beer. Was 1,420 square foot. So we lost 1,020 square foot last week. Our occupancy is 74.79%. Do you remember when I said it wouldn't go below 80%? I didn't just say it once. I said it earlier on in the year, and I said it towards the end of last year as well. I don't think it'll go below 80% again. Here we are. It's gone below 75%. 74%. Oh, it's a killer. When I look at it, that does upset me. Right. Amount of rooms moved in was 6. Amount of rooms moved out was 16. By the way, we are up at Beverley. Thank God we're up at Beverley. We're up at Beverley for one site, and the site we're buying is actually up as well. So it seems to be swings and roundabouts. Some sites are doing really, really well. Some sites are doing bad. I was talking to somebody over WhatsApp, and they showed me their Stora logins, and not obviously showed me the Stora logins, but screenshot me the Stora, and it was 99%. I was like, bloody hell, 99%. I remember the days. So some people are doing really well at the minute, and some people are getting affected by the occupancy decrease. So hopefully that's the lowest. I'm going to say it. We're not going to get any lower than that. I feel that all the trends, everything that we're focusing on, everything we can see is all positive. So hopefully this is the lowest we're going to go. So 6 rooms moved in, 16 rooms out, 16 rooms moved out internally. So that's 325 internal rooms occupied. Containers in, none. Containers out, 2. 37 containers occupied. 3 car parking spaces. £33.93 per moving for merchandise. And, oh, wow. Oh, I didn't see this one. I always look at the sheet before I re-record it. Only £15,000 worth of insurance was taken this week. That means an average of £3,000 people took. That is terrible. Wow. Yeah, obviously it's small sample size, only 5 move-ins, but it isn't good. Right, the most important bit. Square foot due to move in next week. We've got 10 move-ins due, and we have 905 square foot due to move in. So that, my friends, is solid. It's solid. In January, 1,000. We'll move in over 1,000 square foot next week. I'm absolutely convinced. Hopefully, I will have to eat my words, but 1,000 square foot moved in next week. Oh, brilliant. So 905 square foot. However, the move-outs are more, but only just. So we've got 8 move-outs due next week for 920 square foot. So I'm going to say it now. I think we'll be over 300 square foot up next week. That is my prediction. Hopefully, we'll be right. Right. In terms of revenue, I'm going to have to check these revenue figures because these revenue figures are bonkers. They're record-breaking. And when I get these, obviously, I get these at 4:30 at night and everyone's left on Sundays. Everyone's left, so I can't actually check them. But basically here, if it's right, we've broken all records. The weekly revenue sheet at Willerby says that we've took £38,290.48. Absolutely bizarre. And that's including that. And obviously that's not including £1,264.86 of bounce direct debits. Excuse me. So 38 grand. Incredible. £1,396 an hectare at Beverley. That is rubbish. A rubbish week at Beverley. Excuse me. And 4,683 pence at Clough Road. So a total of £44,288.11. So really, really interesting there. Great. If that's true, absolutely unbelievable, fantastic. If not, there's no reason why it's not true. It's just that we've obviously been, a lot of people have paid the bills, etc. at this time. So, yeah, So maybe somebody paid a year up front. I don't know. But yeah, interesting day today. All right, my friends, I'll speak to you tomorrow with Clough Road figures. Excuse me, on Wednesday. I've already recorded the quarterly figures. It was supposed to go on Friday, but like an absolute plonker, I didn't actually put it in the Dropbox for Jojo, the virtual assistant, to do. I had it sat there on my computer. So it was supposed to come out Friday. So if I make any reference to the date, that's the reason why. So it'll come out Wednesday. I'll have one on maybe on Thursday as well, and maybe on Friday. Quarterly figures. It's figures this week. Now I want to look back on the year as well. I want to analyze the year and see what the year was like in 2022 for us for storage, and see if we can have any parallels and see what we predict this year to be. It's tough, obviously, because of the economic climate, and we haven't seen conditions like this before with the war, with the recession or not. Anyway, right, it's half time in the football just about. I'm going to go. I'll speak to you later, guys. Love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.